Hi, I would like to talk about Zoom, an open source systems management tool for ZVM and Linux on the mainframe, and specifically the area of key-based SSH access in a no-root login environment. Many organizations don't allow direct root login through SSH. What I have here is three SSH sessions to 3 different Linux systems running on different LPARs, and we're going to use different users. First, let's look at the Zoom RPM. It's about very small, 1.3 megabytes. We'll install it right now. Okay, it's installed, and I have some other setup that's been done. So if I say tail-5 of etc password, there are 5 brand new users: Joe, Ken, Mike, Phil, and Ray. Totally mythical names. And everyone except Ken has Zoom or the group 1000 because they're sysadmins, and Ken is not a sysadmin, so he has a default users group. Also, tail-23 etc sudoers. Zoom uses sudo to be able to allow root commands to be run just on servers, so administrative systems. The managed systems don't require any setup practically, just to have SSH running. Okay, now we're going to change users to the first sysadmin, Joe, and in user local spin is where the Zoom, all the Zoom commands start with Z, or where the Zoom commands are, but there's also a little script. Zoom is easy to script because it's command line based. So here I have a remove tree if one exists, and then a make tree, and that builds the initial database, if you will, and then it's going to add a client, another system that's running. All right, so we will run that, and he immediately starts in SSHs to himself, actually. And it's going to build the database, which is simply a Linux file system under /srv/zoom. And it will maintain many attributes. Okay, we're done building the tree. Now we're going to add a client, and that's a little faster. And then we'll show the tree. So you can see under serve Zoom, there's only one administrator right now. Appliances and services are for a different day. Systems is the hierarchy of the mainframe's setup. So a KEK is a box. So this number is the serial number on the front of the box. A KEK is carved up into LPARs, and they can run different operating systems, but ZVM is a hypervisor system that has devices, and very often it has many virtual machines. This one is running on Linux 142. That's this system, and we have one managed client which is running on Linux 155 with the host name of Lab 155. So now you can SSH without using passwords. So if I say ZSSH nodes, and a node, there's servers, clients, and the combination of servers and clients is nodes. And colon is a wildcard for every node in the tree, and I'm just going to give each system a hostname command. And each system is only 2. Okay, so that's Joe's LPAR, but Mike has an LPAR too, and he's got Zoom, so he's going to set up his own tree. And you're able to combine servers to form a cluster. So now Mike has a tree. His server is running on Lab 152, and he's got a client, Lab 154, and he's going to make Joe an administrator. So Z make administrator Joe. He goes out and checks that Joe's a valid user with the valid group, and he is. So now Joe can say Z add server Lab 152. Okay, so he has to authenticate to that lab because all these users are brand new. and this will combine the two LPARs, or the two Zoom servers, such that both have the same exact tree, or almost the same exact tree. The keys are slightly different. Okay, so Mike can also do his SSH nodes to all, but now there's more than two members, so we're going to do a hostname command again. And the rule is that SSH authentication is always set up between all admins for all Zoom servers, but not all clients. The first time an admin goes to a client, it pushes this key. So the first time I had to give a password for Lab 142, which is over on Joe's LPAR, but notice the second time I didn't. The same thing would happen in reverse. Okay, so the second time Joe does not have to add the password. All right, so let's do a third one, but over here we have a tree set up. This is Ray on the third LPAR, and he will allow Joe to add his LPAR to the cluster. The rule is a cluster can only add a single LPAR, it can't add another cluster. So we're going to make Joe an administrator, and then Joe can add Lab 153. And again, it has to authenticate, and now there's a fair amount of key passing and authentication going on in the background. So this takes a little bit longer. Okay, but now you see the three LPARs are in this system, three LPARs are in this system, and the three LPARs are in this system. Now, if we were to log on as Ken, you see, Ken is not in the Zoom group, so he cannot even see any of the data, and that's how separation is maintained between admins and non-admins. That's pretty much what I wanted to show you today. Let me just also show you that you can expose this. You can expose this through the web. So before there was no tree built, and now you can see the three servers and three clients on three ZVM systems. And you can get Zoom on the internet on SourceForge. Just go to SourceForge and search for Zoom or system-Zoom. And that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.